Whoa, spooky. What's up, everybody? This is Jay, and this is my review for the new movie on Hulu, Bad Hair. Now, first off, the movie, I actually enjoyed it. I'm going to break it down. I'm going to tell you about the movie. I'm going to give you a review, and then I'm going to give it a Moscow. And it is going to be some spoilers. But before I drop a spoiler, I will let you know and warn you that it's a spoiler alert. So don't be mad. I'm going to let you know. Now, Bad Hair just came out on Hulu, and it's a little interesting. It's kind of funny. It reminds me a lot of like Army of Darkness or even Bones from Snoop Dogg type of movie, where it's kind of corny, kind of cheesy, but it actually kind of works, and it's not that bad. It's entertaining. And at the end of the day, out of all the categories in the Moscow, I think entertaining and fun factor is the most important, because I mean, that's why we watch movies, to be entertained. Yeah, you may learn some things. Yeah, you may see some things, whatever, but at the end, it's entertainment. Now, this movie, Bad Hair, stars Anna Bloodsoe. Now, you may remember her from being on shows like Insecure and things like that. And so now she has her own role in this movie, and she's also with Lena Waithe, who has a role in it. And no, Lena Waithe did not write this movie, but nevertheless, she does have a good role in it. And so Anna Bloodsoe plays the main character. It starts off with when she was a little girl. She was getting her, wig done, and she was getting the butters whipped, putting in the relaxer. She should have got some no lie relaxer. Even I know that. Anyway, her older sister was putting it in, left it in too long, burned the spot in her head, patches coming out. They probably was gonna call her Patches O'Houlihan if it didn't grow back. Nevertheless, her hair grow. Fast forward to she's grown, and now she's trying to be on TV, because ever since she was a girl, she wanted to be a video personality or a radio host or whatever the case. So now she's working at this video station, like it's called Culture, and it's similar to a BET in the early makings, or MTV. Then they trying to play music, hip hop, whatever the case. And the thing is, now this is shot with very cheap cameras. It's not high-tech cameras, but it actually helps because it's a low-budget film. And so with it being with these cameras, it kind of helps the not stand out and look too cheesy. If they would have used top-notch cameras, then it would have looked really cheesy, because then you can see how cheap the sets are. Now, they do have a lot of good people in it that but they don't have that big of a role. But one person that does have a good role is my boy Jay Pharoah, another comedian. I love my comedians. And he's not actually doing comedy in this role. He's playing like a little video jockey or whatever, and he got a big Dumbo high top fade like Kid and Play. That's more funny than anything he say. And so his character had a role with Anna Bloodsoe at one point, but then he ended up breaking up with her or whatever. So and then that get a little twisted towards the end. And then we got Judith Scott, who is from Snowfall. She played Claudia. So if you remember her in Snowfall, Claudia, she's in this, and she plays the role of running the station, but then she gets replaced by a white guy and another woman who happens to be Vanessa Williams. Vanessa Williams is in this. She's getting older and it's starting to show, but she still look good. I have to give it to her. And so that Claudia is gone, and so they take over. And so Anna is in a position of now trying to impress her new bosses and continue trying to climb up the ladder. She's been working there for years, and she hasn't been able to get to where she want to go. And so we eventually see that she meets up with Vanessa Williams' character, and she's talking to her, find out that she actually had some good ideas and was actually pretty valuable, but she say, hey, you need to do something about that wig, girl. And so she slide her a card. Now, one thing that looked a little, fishy is when she was sliding her the card. I don't know. You guys check it out. Let me know. But it seemed like it was a little something going on. Now, she eventually goes and gets her hair done. But before she does, she talks with her uncle and family, who was played by Blair Underwood. Yeah, they got old Blair up in there. And while they was there, they was talking about some old Negro tales from slavery time. They even had it in a book. And one was like the flying Negro, and the other was, the moss-haired girl and stuff like that. And so she was a little, taken back that they was even believing in that stuff. But they said, hey, you don't know what you don't know, basically. So anyway, she's got in her mind that she need to get better hairdo. So eventually she goes and checks it out. Now, they do have a cameo appearance by Kelly Rowland, and Usher is in this as well. He got a crazy hairdo. He doesn't have a major role in it either. Now, when she goes to get her hair done, the person that does her hair, they have is Laverne Cox. Now, she was trying to get her hair done. It was hard to get done. Robin Thede, who's also another comic that I'm familiar with. She was in the Black Girl sketch show. We'll talk about that another time. Nevertheless, so Laverne Cox ends up doing the hair for her. And so while getting the hair done, she real tender-headed. She crying, having a hard time. And even when they was putting in the weave, it looked like a little blood was going down to the scalp like blood. And so, anyway, after she get it done, she happy. She looked a lot better, I have to say. And I don't want to say it as if, natural hair doesn't look good, but what she had going wasn't working for her. And so once she was able to get it going, she felt good. She had the confidence. Everybody was treating her better, this, that, and the other. Seemed like things was going on the up and up for her. But what she didn't realize is that hair had a life of its own. And so once he was putting it in and found the blood attached, it was like, forget the little itching and patting they do. Like, she was really having problems. But she really didn't get it until she was at her desk and got a paper cut the next day. And then while she was rubbing her hair or something, the hair started drinking the blood of the paper cut. I'm like, what? And she was tripped out a little bit by it. And so a lot of stuff was happening. It's just crazy. We got a guest appearance of MC Light. So she the hair ended up having a mind of its own. And it's crazy. We also got Nicole Byer in it. She's another comedian. Justin Simeon is the one who wrote this and directed it. And you may know his work from Dear White People. And this is actually not that bad. It's not the greatest. It reminds me a lot of Death by Temptation, which was an older movie with Kadeem Hardison, and that was pretty good. And so this seems to be similar to that. Nevertheless, when she got her weave done, one of the things that was funny to me is they gave her a bottle of that pink protection lotion. I remember that from back in the day. Nevertheless, so her hair kind of go crazy, and her landlord raised her rent like $500. Now, spoiler alerts, you don't want to know anything. Now stop the video, because the next couple minutes is about to be some spoiler alerts. Now her hair ends up killing the landlord, sucking his blood out after she stabbed him. The hair drunk him dry, and so she like turning into the moss-haired girl. Her eyes turn green. This one celebrity girl that Usher was dancing with, everybody wanted to be like. Her hair, her eyes was turning green. Now hers is green, and so now we starting to see that hair is starting to possess them. They had a couple little camera tricks, rotating the camera around the room, and different camera tricks that they used in this. Some work, some don't. But anyway, so her hair is only really able to stay good with blood. It was a point where she was on her period. Yeah, the hair, the weave went down and sucked up period blood. Weave sucked up period blood. They had the thing go down and do it. Oh no, that was crazy. But it was entertaining, and it made me laugh and go, ew. So, anyway, the hair is start killing people, but now she's starting to get promoted. She's starting to find out that the hair, like what they learned from the story of the moss hair girl, is like possess you. It was the hair from witches from beyond, and they cut their hair off, and the hair possessed them, and it need the blood to stay fresh and all kind of stuff. And so she end up trying to they end up making all the girls basically get their hair done and get possessed. And then at the end we find out Vanessa Williams is like kind of controlling it, like the puppet master, and she's like the main witch type thing, and they got like a little witch battle or whatever, and she didn't convert her to everybody, and so she gotta fight them and stuff, and it's crazy. And then the secret weapon to every weave is getting it wet, baby. And once they get that weave wet, I mean, it's pretty much a wrap. They trying to fight, do whatever, but when that weave wet, baby, ain't nothing happening, okay? And so, it's entertaining. It's a funny movie. I like it. I've watched it a couple times, but it just makes me laugh. No, it's not a high budget, high quality movie or nothing like that, but it is entertaining. Now, most of it is filmed at a famous location, LA Center Studios, which they have had a lot of movies and things, filmed there. It is a lot of things that is funny with how the hair kills. So she tried to get the hair taken out, and she go to the black girl barbershop, and it just so happened MC Light is there trying to take out the hair, but it's so tight. And then we see Claudia from Snowfall walk in, and so they have a little talk. Meanwhile, the hair is like entrenched. It's not coming loose, so the hair just attack and kill everybody in the stove. It's worth a watch, but it's funny. It's a corny funny. Now, if you get scared of this movie, you scared of anything. You scared of a fly. You scared of a book drop, okay? Because it ain't nothing funny really scary about this. It's a corny, funny type of thing. But anyway, I think it's worth a watch. I enjoyed it. I'm going to go ahead and give it a Mosco. So, category 1, what we think about the visuals and cinematography. The visuals, as far as camera, is horrible, but it was done on purpose to help make the movie look better, actually. Sometimes, just like if you make a movie in black and white, it kind of preserves the quality because it can't get any worse and you can just focus on the film. And this has no visual eye candy for the most part. But the cinematography is actually pretty good. They did try to do the rotating camera and a couple other things with cameras that I didn't necessarily think worked, but I like the attempt. So overall, I'm going to give this a 10. Okay? And mostly that's all for cinematography because the camera work and the locations and stuff, it's only a couple of locations. Look like they filmed this in the rental office location. Anyway, storyline and plot. The storyline is a little unique. You don't hear about killer weaves sucking period blood. So that is very unique and interesting, but at the same time, it's corny and goofy. So I will give the storyline and plot a 15. Special effects and makeup. Now, this is a low budget film, and I believe most of their budget went into probably the special effects and makeup. Some of the things that they did with the weave and some of the stuff that they did, I wonder how they made it with the budget that they had, and it didn't look as bad as it should have, and I'm going to give that a 15 as well. And then entertainment fun factor. This movie entertained me. It made me laugh. It made me think a few times about the silliness of it. And overall, I enjoyed the movie. Now, is this a top-notch, entertaining, greatest movie of all time? Not even close. But it's worth a watch, especially if you're bored. So, with that, I will give it a 15, which gives it a total moral score of 55, which is 10 for visual cinematography, 15 for storyline and plot, 15 for special effects, makeup, entertainment fun factor, 15. There you have it. 55 overall. If you want to know what I would rate it out of 1 to 10, I would have rated it about a 6. At best, 6.5. So 55 to a 6 is about right. So with that being said, rounded it up. Hey, it's a lot worse things you can watch. I'm Jay. I hope you enjoyed this movie review. Bad hair. Man, be careful of them weaves, girl. You never know what's going on. I'm Jay. Hope you enjoyed it. Peace, and I'm out.